watching the Battered Fans Network.
The Herons are back. Beards, talking balls, rapping pink and black. Coming live from the 305, it's official tissue. The Battered Fan, Chris and Dan, weekly rocking with you. We talk Messi, Boosie, Jordy, Lucho, the Fat Four, to Ben Cram, Noah, Ruiz, Fred. What more could you ask for? Tighten up and get ready, listen in on the pod. Solana and X in Espanol, just to even the odds. Breakdowns and gas bagging, join the tribe and just buy free 99. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Don't hesitate, say what's up, go ahead and come in. No question about it, I'm ready to get hurt again.
No question about it, I am ready to get hurt again.
Chris, the Herons are back. Welcome everybody to episode number 418 of the Battered Herons podcast. I am your host, Dan Gannon, and alongside me, as always, Mr. KBD. How are you doing, sir?
I don't feel good, Danny. This is not a good feeling, what's happening. There's no game. There's just nothing. We're just sitting, marinating in the uncomfortable air of what's happening with Luis Suarez.
I don't know. I guess. I actually think it's a good thing that we got this like random 2 weeks randomly after such a bad showing. I think it gives the fans a moment to kind of regroup because all the crap that's going on. And I don't know. I think it's good. Get our mind off of Inter Miami a little bit. I mean, obviously we're going to talk about them today, but it's not the general focus. Everybody's kind of international duty and Messi's final game in Buenos Aires tomorrow. So, I'm okay with it. But once a month, we do State of the Herons, right? Play off a State of the Union that we hear from the presidents usually. Kind of get how we feel, a feel from the chat. And we usually have a guest on. We usually have a guest on. We had David Gass last time. A couple of months ago, we had Michelle Kaufman. Today, we decided to bring on two guests because I feel like it's a big State of the Herons. We just got eliminated from Leagues Cup. We got a lot of controversy going on. We're trophyless. So we wanted to get some extra opinions out there. So instead of one guest, we asked two. We had two of our favorite guests. So without further ado, let me bring on here. We got Matty Ice from SoFlo Soccer. What's going on, Matty?
Yes, sir. What's up, guys?
Here, Mr. 320. Oh, I already forgot our section. 124.
125.
124.
124.
Come on, Baba.
5 years, guys. 5 years.
Yeah, whatever. I'm ready for the new stadium already. And we got Matty Ice, and we also got Scotty Too Hottie from the Drive Pink Dialogue. What's going on, Scotty? How you doing, sir?
What's up, guys? Thanks for letting me talk some ball tonight. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. And for those that are, say Solana will be on with us in the Spanish show.
Yeah,
Solana gets a lot spicier in Spanish.
I see that. I see his spicy side.
He gets a lot spicier.
It's a fun side to see.
Yeah.
I think it's fun.
The Uruguayan comes out a little more.
Yeah.
All right.
I can't wait to talk about this. With Soccer Daddy's message, Chris loved your tweet to Stupid Podcast. Can't wait to talk about that.
You know what? If you want, we'll jump straight into that. I know it says Messi somewhere down the middle, but if you want, we'll start that because that was just random. That just got thrown out there. I feel like everybody's starting to pile on. Like, I really wanted to lean into the whole villains thing. I thought it was fun. I don't mind being the villains. When I'm a big wrestling fan, and I kind of root for the villains. But, Luis Suarez, I felt kind of killed that whole villain thing because now it's just not as fun. But I feel like people are trying to pile on. I don't know if you see this random person that went on Dax McCarty's podcast where he just randomly threw out there like, yeah, by the way, Messi said this. Didn't give a source.
Yeah,
didn't say that De La Vega said it. He just said, this is what Messi
he just said, I know.
Right.
And apparently it's a guy that does the podcast. He's a player, by the way. I don't know his name. I needed him tagged. And he's saying that apparently he knows that Messi told De La Vega that he's going to have him blackballed from being on the Argentina team. But he knows that as a fact. Like, speaks it as a fact.
I mean, Matt could probably speak to it better than all of us because he's actually Argentine, so he knows more about the team. My understanding, De La Vega has never been a part of the team, probably would never be a part of the team, so not a lot of blackballing going on anyway.
I was going to say, I don't think he probably had a chance ever, regardless of Messi or not.
So
and
that's
me trying to – I don't want to be disrespectful, but,
Can we start by – I don't know what you guys think, but this sounds like nonsense to me.
Absolutely.
Are we all thinking that? Okay.
No, yeah.
Okay.
Like where
Just
where
to
did
start
that come
there.
from? I think that was just like
People are just piling on at this
a
point.
clip just to get some clicks
Well,
and some
you know,
likes and
you know what this reminded me of?
what?
Every time Inter Miami signs someone, people accuse Inter Miami of cheating the system somehow. And it's this way to like manufacture hate for Inter Miami that there's already some hate, a little bit of jealousy of. And so it's like, this is just another way to add on and add fuel to this hate of Inter Miami. As you said, Danny, it's kind of fun when it's normal, but as it gets to excessive levels, it's actually not that fun anymore to deal
No,
with.
it's not.
And the problem with that is we also have to deal with this Luis Suarez thing that is very legitimate reason to not
Yeah,
like
no,
him.
and yes, Alana, I'm gonna say it wasn't just Luis Suarez, even though his was, I thought, the most
For sure.
disgusting. But obviously Busquets and our boy Toto Aviles that isn't scared to throw hands, and Chelo and all of them. But Chris, I did see your response. I know you wanted him from a talk boy. I don't think he's gonna respond to you though.
I needed that recorded on a Talkboy, which is the device that Macaulay Culkin used in Home Alone, and I
Yes.
need that done stat. I need that
Well,
comment.
you gave him
that
48
he
hours.
said. 48 hours. Like he's got to get working on that.
Yeah. All right. So let's Scotty's too sane for this podcast. All right. Yeah. No. Yeah. Matt does get pretty hyped up. I've seen your
I
posts
get
with
no,
Matt.
I get pretty emotional.
Yeah.
I get very passionate.
Yeah. Well, that's what they say about Suarez. He's very passionate. I've seen that a couple of times this week.
I don't spit at anybody though.
No.
Don't worry.
Yeah. All right.
Or
So
both.
another failure. Leagues Cup. So we got Champions Cup. We got Club World Cup, which I think nobody expected. We weren't part of the Open Cup. We're still technically in line for Supporter Shield, but I don't know if anybody feels confident about that. And then Leagues Cup is another failure. So no trophies, no more plural of trophies for the season, unless you still consider the Supporter Shield a trophy. Another failure. Where are just generally, and I'll start here on me, Scotty, where are you just generally on this team at this moment?
It's been really bad and almost a disaster since the day Tata Martino got resigned. And it
I can't remember.
kinda
Were you
went
on the
inch
Tata
by
out
inch.
vote or no?
I was excited to see them try and bring someone else in.
Okay.
I wasn't like calling for him to be fired, but
Okay.
obviously I think Mascherano not been a success, but I also think he's been representative of organizational backsliding pretty much since that whole brain trust left the organization, and it's been sort of getting worse and worse and worse, and we're starting to see it spill out more and more and more, not just from the results side, but from the vibe side, to the point where it's kind of hard to believe we've gotten to this point after how good last season seemed at the time with the rotation and the players and the young kids coming through and okay, the Supporter Shield, not a trophy, but still an accomplishment that I don't
Yeah,
think we're
for
going to
sure.
repeat this year.
Yeah.
You don't
that's
think
fair.
we'll repeat it?
No, they have to be almost perfect. And
We're literally like 9
Yeah.
or 10 points behind, no?
11.
We're 11, but we have 4 games in hand. So if we obviously, like Scotty said, if we're perfect, we'll
Don't
end
do
up
that.
above by
Don't
1
do
point.
that.
But if you look at the opponents, and I don't know, I don't want to go off on a tangent. I think Charlotte's the most difficult opponent we have left, and we play them first game back.
Well, we play Seattle, too.
Oh, that's right,
Seattle on
Seattle.
the 16th.
Yeah, but that's on a short week. That's a long travel. They're going to have like they play on Saturday and they play us on Tuesday away from home. We might be at an advantage in that one just because of that. But
For sure. The schedule is easy, definitely.
yeah, Matt, where are you at as far as Inter Miami goes right now?
Ugh. That's it. No.
That's it. It's over.
Yeah.
Shut the podcast down.
Like no, literally. No, but I just feel down. I mean, I thought we were gonna at least win one of these trophies at some point. Up until now, I thought we were gonna win League Cup. I thought we could have made it a little bit further in the CONCACAF Champions Cup. Club World Cup I was really happy about. I think that's probably the one positive that I can personally take because I thought we did well against playing big teams, playing against Porto, Palmeiras, Ali. So I thought that was good. I think that's probably the one positive we can take out of that. But other than that, I don't really care about the supporter shield.
Me either.
If we win it, that's great. I'll be happy
Yeah.
regardless. But that's obviously not the priority. And I think this has ultimately been a rather disappointing season in a very ambitious club, a club that is expected and has promised us that they would win as many trophies as they could, and they didn't meet their own expectations. So I think this is rather disappointing.
Chris?
I think it's been a complete disaster. It's completely, and I'm going to tell you why. And people tend to think that I exaggerate, but I got numbers today. Okay, I did some maths. Okay,
Let's hear it.
Danny's not the only one that does maths. Last year, we conceded 49 goals throughout the whole regular season.
Okay.
Correct.
And so far this year, we've conceded 40 goals, and we still have a healthy number
9
of games left.
9 games to go.
Now, that's not even the end of it. Okay. Now that's with getting a defensive-minded coach, right? Now, obviously, we turn and now we have less offensive-minded. Last year we scored 79 goals. This year so far 54. We're a mess on offense. Okay. Last year, Toto Aviles was the one that played the most matches. He started almost every match except for one and played every match. And this year, with a defensive-minded coach, and who knows what person in a closet somewhere in the building is helping to sign players, brings on Falcon, Lujan, and all these other guys in a clown car, supposedly to be the better defenders. And we're playing worse than last year with an offensive-minded coach and not really giving a crap about defense because offense is the best defense ever. I'm not even done yet.
You're saying you're saying
MLS
that about Mascherano. You're saying Mascherano's
Mascherano and whoever is like helping him to pick up players and scout and whatever stuff in the background. Whoever is the new Hendo or Hendos.
Right.
I don't even know if it's like a squad of people.
Yeah.
Now, let's just say we go MLS Cup or bust, Danny. We have to win against the Western team, right? I looked over the teams that we played on the West this year.
Oh, that's where we struggle the most.
And we lost against LAFC in CONCACAF once, and then we beat them, right? We lost against Vancouver. We lost against FC Dallas, and that was with backups versus backups.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, the comeback. Yep.
We lost against Vancouver, got destroyed by Minnesota, tied with San Jose. Okay, and then we literally just got annihilated. I mean, we literally just got annihilated by Seattle in the biggest game ever. So, like, at this point, it is a complete travesty what's happening with this team. I mean, look at the players we got. This isn't Higuain playing with Emerson Rodriguez and Robbie Robinson. This is Messi playing with his buddies and getting Rodrigo de Paul before a big trophy competition. Like, why we're not hitting the panic button is crazy.
At the moment, Chris, could you check or if anybody knows what the record is right now? Because at this point last year, and I'm not talking about as far as games go, I'm talking about literally on September 3rd.
13, 7, and 5. 7 draws.
13, 7, and 5?
Yes.
Last year we were 18, 5, and 4 at this point.
We have 53 points at this point last year.
At this point,
I'm sorry, this
points.
number of games.
Right, this number of games. Okay. And so we're far behind that. Yeah, we're far behind that. So this has obviously been a disappointment when compared to last year. But we're still in line for the Supporter Shield. We haven't won the same trophies we did last year. Like, we didn't win anything last year. We haven't won anything this year. We made it further in Leagues Cup. We made it further in Champions Cup. So I would that say that we've accomplished more so far, even though you haven't won shit, but you made it further in those tournaments. And to add to that, you beat Porto, which is like a big deal, right? Like, oh, you first MLS team to ever beat a European squad, and you made it out of the group stage, which was supposedly a big deal also. So as far as what they've accomplished, if you want to categorize advancing far in a tournament as an accomplishment, they've technically accomplished because they made it further in Champions Cup, they made it further in Leagues Cup, and they made it out of the group stage in the Club World Cup, which most people would have said wasn't going to happen. So would that at all change your mind as far as this being better so far than last year? Scotty?
This was a question I wanted to ask you guys because you're absolutely right. They have gone farther. But when you look at the process, it's been much worse, I think. And if it's not going to result in actual winning, like actual trophies, then I think getting an extra round in a tournament because you played easier competition or whatever, like it doesn't mean anything to me if the actual process to get there is not improved unless you're absolutely winning trophies. And so we would be having a much different conversation if they won Sunday night, but they didn't. And so now we get to talk about process and how we feel instead of the actual results. So no,
Absolutely.
I don't think they've been better this year.
Matt?
I want to give you props for trying to find a positive out of this. I really do.
Fluffing everywhere.
Because I see what you mean. Kind of celebrating progress and celebrating, getting a little bit better technically in certain aspects. I guess.
And not to cut you off, but
no.
But that was the complaint, right? That can't get far. He hasn't even won any games in these tournaments. Got eliminated in the first knockout game in the Leagues Cup. Champions Cup couldn't even make it to the semifinals. And that was the knock on got eliminated in the first round of the playoffs. So because that was the knock on Tata, Mascherano has technically gotten us a little further, right? He's done a little more.
And I guess
gotten us further.
I was gonna say, I guess for
further?
Mascherano standards, he's probably really happy with himself as a coach because he's never coached ever, like at a club level. And even when he was coaching with Argentina, he wasn't making it far in most.
No, he was failing miserably.
So, he's probably not jumping up and down, but you guys know what I mean. Like he's probably it looks good on paper when you really look at it for Mascherano. For this team, though, as a whole, like I said when I spoke earlier, the board and Mas and all of them, they set the expectation of we're gonna win every trophy possible, or we want to win every trophy possible, and so they didn't meet their own expectations. So if they don't meet you didn't meet your own expectations, and you did all of this. You sold Gressel, you sold Taylor, you got rid of Drake, now you're getting rid of Benja, you got rid of Redondo, you're getting rid of all these players, you're bringing in these new guys, and they're still, and you made it one round ahead or one round further than you did last year. I don't think it's that much of a success or like that much of a celebration in these circumstances specifically.
I get it, Chris. I'm just trying devil's advocate, Chris.
No,
I mean, no. It's a terrible stance. Like you're by yourself and on this island.
I'm honestly not even on the island either. I was just trying to throw it out there to see if anybody would go on that island.
I think it was a great point.
I mean, look, I get it. Yes, we've gotten further. So we're like what? We're like closer losers. Like we're just faster. Like we're
delayed the losing.
If we would have made it, and I know this probably wasn't happening, but if we would have made it to the final of the Club World Cup and lost in the final, would you have been like, "Oh, that was pretty impressive"? Or it still would be the same exact situation?
That's so different. The Club World Cup
It's so different. But also, the Club World Cup was such an isolated event, in my opinion, that I don't compare it to how we did in our other tournaments or how we're doing.
Well, let me tell you something. I've been yelling that this team sucks all year. And I remember after we beat Columbus 5-1, I came on here and I basically ranted the whole post game. People were like, "You're a crazy person," and because that game was all just single moments that Messi just randomly created. And it wasn't on the run of play, and we looked horrible. And I think that's what it's been this year more than any. I think Messi has, like Scotty said earlier, was it Mascherano or Messi? This year more than ever, I think Messi has pulled us out of some really bad situations with moments of brilliance. And I think that this has been a terrible year. And if it wasn't for the Messi magic a couple times, we're much worse. We don't make it out of the phase one of Leagues Cup if it's not for Messi. Chris?
I think if you go ahead, Matt, you were going to say something.
You got it.
Hey, don't disregard what Cello brought to the table in that first game.
That,
90
that
minutes
late
of
game winner?
terrible, but
Yeah.
one extra goal in the 92nd minute. Come on now.
But whose
Fair.
assist was it?
Fair. Fair.
I wanna because you were talking about the Club World Cup, Danny. Obviously, if we beat PSG, beat Bayern Munich, beat Real Madrid, and then beat Chelsea, yes, it would be fantastic. We don't even
wouldn't
need
beat
that
Chelsea.
much
We would have
stuff.
lost
Just
to
send
Chelsea.
everybody
Yes.
to the or lost to Chelsea.
I would have lost to
Yeah,
Madrid.
send
I would have
everybody
lost to
to the
Bayern earlier.
Bahamas.
Vega, we have had when we've had Alex Winley, we've had Michelle Kaufman, we've had women on here, and I've actually asked a few on to have him come on. Good.
And I just want to preface something here because I mean, I don't want to go further to go nowhere. Like you mentioned, Mascherano got us further, but then Scotty Tuhati just hit you with a Uno reverse card and said it's Messi that did that. And
Absolutely.
I mean, I don't know if you've seen, and I know Matt doesn't really follow like Americans football, right? But Bill Belichick is in the University of North Carolina, wanting to blast his brains out. Tom Brady's a Hall of Famer. Like, look what the hell's happening there. Like, Messi's the guy that's making the change. Ooh,
See, I know that reference. I know that. I understood that.
He's right where he needs to be in a college town.
I understood that reference.
All right, so we all agree it's been for lack of a better word, a failure.
And a
so
mitigated
far.
disaster.
Even though we're still in position to possibly win a supporter shield, obviously need things to go well, and possibly still win an MLS Cup. To this point, I think everybody can agree it feels like a failure, and I think with the talent and the expectation, it has been a failure. But not to break it down, what hasn't worked? Why has this been a failure? Can you literally just point to Mascherano and just be like, this guy just standing here makes me sick, and this is why? Like, what is it that he's done that you feel has caused this? I think the fact that we put so many chips in, he's a defensive-minded coach, so don't worry about the offense. He'll take care of the defense, and we're going to figure this out. He had no imagination in the attack. He started forcing the ball centrally. Dolo ball, LAFC showed up. They said, good luck with that. And then it took us like 3 months to figure that out. And then the defense has been god-awful. For some reason, we keep playing the Swiss Army knife Lujan, keep pushing that high line. And let me stop going before I step on anybody else, what anybody else is going to say. But it just hasn't worked. Scotty, why do you think it hasn't worked so far this year?
Well, putting myself on the spot, let me just quickly run through bad personnel choices. Not great at rotating. Didn't do a great job with recruitment. Has lost a lot of their depth intentionally. And has played a very basic formation that has tried to protect their center backs, who again aren't very good. And they did that at the cost of sort of maximizing what we think some of our superstars can be. So it's a lot of things that we could talk about for the next hour, but I'll let you guys go first.
Maddie?
Man, I was ready for you to preach, Scotty. Honestly, I was waiting for that list to keep going. I was
gonna let Scotty come in.
Yeah.
Body blows.
But I mean, and not to take up too much time, like what Scotty said, but it's pretty much essentially. I don't want to point the finger at Mascherano and say it's all your fault, but it's a bunch of everything. And it just kind of it's like the domino effect of when one falls over, the rest follows. And it's like, that's essentially what happened. Our formation has just not worked out. The tactic has not worked out. Mascherano's a defensive minded coach. We've been conceding like 2 goals a game, or like we're averaging like conceding 2 goals a game, like more or less, I guess. Like, I'm not a statistician. Yeah.
No, but the defense is worse than last year. Like
the defense is worse than last year.
More goals. And we all complained about how bad it was last year.
The attack is worse than last year.
Yep.
It's just nothing.
The team is better. Supposedly,
we're losing. We lost
year.
Players. We tried bringing some in, but they're not that good quality to make any improvements on the team. It's just literally like what hasn't worked. Everything, like literally the whole plan for this season, bringing in Mascherano, bringing in certain players, letting certain players go, playing in a certain way. Nothing has worked. And it just looks bad. It just looks bad overall. And you can look at the table, and you can be like, oh, we're in 6th place. We're a couple of games in hand, and it looks good on paper, but like it doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel right, and it doesn't feel good. I don't know.
Chris?
It's I mean, I told you this has been a mess. And it's completely
So
like
what
from
do you
top
think's been a
to
mess?
so from top to bottom, it's been a mess. To me, like what Scotty said, we have a defensive minded coach who we're playing worse defensively. We're bringing people that he's familiar with. You had Toto who played the majority of games last year. Why isn't he given more opportunities? I get he's a hothead, but at this point, you have people that are leaking goals. We give up Drake Callender, who wasn't going to see the field because Ustadi fits the system better. But how well has that system really helped us out this season? You have Tadeo Allende, who hogs up all the minutes on the right side. Whoever's behind them is a complete non-factor unless it's Messi. You have the disadvantage of having DePaul, who becomes a non-factor on the left if Allende's on the right. If Allende's on the left, he becomes a non-factor. Rodrigo DePaul hasn't gelled with this team. Yeah, but I mean, you make it even worse. He's like he's a crash test dummy out there.
Yeah. Well, you said something that I agree with. You said from top to bottom. And after Messi arrived, you saw the changes happening. Hendo got kicked out of his office for Sanlehi. Sanlehi randomly gets, I don't know, thrown away. We thought that it was to get Neymar because he's best buddies with Neymar. All of a sudden we bring in, was it like Messi's soccer godfather or something like that? And all of a sudden the coach change just randomly happens when we had what probably has one of the best resumes for this type of team. Somebody that has international experience, has coached these guys before, has MLS experience, won MLS titles, and then we let him go after winning the Supporters' Shield. I get that they bowed out early in the playoffs, but that happens, and all of a sudden we start seeing players like Drake, and I know that's up in the air when people think about Drake. He goes away, Ufsadi comes in, he's the starter. All of a sudden we get people like Gressel, isn't seeing the pitch anymore. Gressel, I thought, was a decent hand to have, at least with depth. Robert Taylor, out the door. Who do we bring? We start bringing in people like Lujan. Who's the hell's a Lujan? Then we have an Allende. Allende, another person that when we saw him, he had played one game for Celta Vigo, I think it was. One game, 1 minute. That was his stat line for Celta Vigo the year before he showed up here. We keep getting players that are injury prone. They can't see the pitch. We have Redondo. We're forcing him to start over Bright some games just because it's Redondo and he has the name, even though Bright has far and away exceeded expectation and has proven that he should be here. And then on top of everything else, and I'll move over to the next subject, the transfer window. We know we need a wing. We know we need a backup striker. We know we need some type of defender that can help us. The only position that we have that we feel pretty good in is those deep-lying center defensive midfielders. We have Redondo, we have Bright, we have Busquets. So what do? Oh, guess what?
No, Redondo's out.
Here. Well, he wasn't at the point, but Messi wants his boy here. And I get it. World-class player. I get all that. But that's like literally the one spot that I felt like we're pretty good here. Let's get something else. Something that might help the team right now. Nah, we got to get Messi's boy. So they bring Messi's boy, and all of a sudden we're like, okay, well, let's get rid of Redondo, but we got to make sure that Bright still plays, right? Because he's playing well. We can't bench Busquets, even though he slow as molasses. So what do we do with Rodrigo DePaul? Well, let's play him out wide. F it. Well, that's not working. Let's try the left side this time. Oh, that didn't work. Let's at halftime. Let's switch him back to the right. Like, to me, it's a mess from top all the way down to the bottom.
Damn.
Scotty,
No,
what do you think of the transfer window?
I think everything you said is just extra bullet points on the list. I'm not surprised that they didn't do a ton. I thought they would get a center back, but I think this is a team and a coaching staff that doesn't want a lot of players. And so they really weren't going to go out and try and add a bunch of players. And we're talking about
so
a winger?
they just like, yeah, they just
We're
reserved
talking about a
themselves
winger?
then.
Yeah, I mean, think about how much depth this team had 6 months ago. Obviously, I think we've all gotten over Julian Gressel leaving and Robert Taylor leaving. But you talk about Leo Alfonso, who gave us minutes last year, Redondo, Kramaski, David Martinez. Like, this team has lost a ton of depth, not replaced it, because I don't think the coaching staff wants to play with a ton of guys. I think they want to play with like 14, 15 players and kind of ram those guys down our throats, which we're very surprised at as Inter Miami fans because our team has always had a ton of turnover. I thought Tata Martino did a good job last year of rotating players. And then before that, we didn't have enough good players to like stick with an 11. So it's kind of jarring for us, but this is not unusual for a lot of teams around the world. It's just, I don't like it, if I'm being perfectly honest.
Fair.
So I'm not surprised they didn't add a bunch of players.
It's honestly, I mean, it's a good point because normally when you are like a big club and in big leagues and big teams, you kind of have your set, like, what is it, 15 guys, 13 guys, or whoever it is. And
Well, that's like mid-table, right? I think we all have a Real Madrid or a Manchester City,
Sure.
and those guys play big European competitions, so they have to rotate. But mid-table teams don't really do that, which is feels like how we're behaving.
yeah, no, and absolutely, and we should be rotating, especially like when you have the schedule that we had all season long, when we were playing Wednesday, Saturday, Wednesday, Saturday, Wednesday, Saturday for weeks on end, and what feels like months on end. We would just play the same guys over and over again, and they would dry out. They would run out of gas. Like we literally saw De Paul, like El Mortocito, run out of gas. Like the guy literally called the little motor has no motor anymore. Like his motor died.
It's
His motor died, and so I don't like. It's like I said in the beginning, it's disappointing to see that. I don't know what the plan was in the transfer window. Like to get rid of the depth. I mean, like Scotty said, like he probably just didn't want to have so much depth or have so many players to kind of deal with. But like, I don't know what the strategy was. They knew they were going to be congested with games. They knew they kind of needed to rotate at some point or have to deal with injuries at some point. But yet we let go of all these guys. We bring in half. I don't want to call them mediocre, but they're just bang average players that make us look average, and we're purposely looking average. Like I don't know why we're purposely looking and feeling average when we should be literally the best club in the league and possibly in the continent.
I mean, yeah, we're looking as mid could
Like
ever
that's what I'm
look.
saying. Like we're just mid.
And the
Like,
worst-
we're not supposed to be mid.
We have Messi and friends, and we're mid as hell. Danny, and I want to mention something here. Go ahead.
No, go.
So Scotty mentioned something where mid-ass teams are working with 14, 13, 15 players, right? Every time that Mascherano talks about players battling it out for a position, he's like, oh, I love the internal competition. Like, if you love the internal competition, isn't it a good thing to have so many players competing position for position? I mean, he literally battles himself every.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, but like
Mascherano just talks. You shouldn't take anything. He
I
says
know he
seriously.
does, but then don't like he shouldn't be saying, "Oh, I love the like he loves the Ian Frey and Wei Gant competition." He probably loses hours of sleep because he can't stop playing bright over Redondo a couple months ago or a couple weeks ago. And, you have this internal competition that I think it's great to have those kind of players. And even with those players, we still have Obando, who literally lives and breathes at the practice field and nothing else.
And in the
And
medical.
I honestly thought that was a good signing when it first happened.
I did too.
I was like, okay, Atletico
that guy
Madrid.
came on a stretcher.
I still think that's a good signing if we had a coach that would actually give him playing time. Like, I think he's a good talent.
Could you imagine if he's an 18-year-old that got scouted by Atletico Madrid? You would hope that they have an eye for talent, right? And they're saying like, go ahead, you guys develop him, and then we'll bring him when he's ready. I was like, that's pretty good. Like that's not a bad sign. That's a nice way to get a U22 on loan. I thought that was a good move. But that, like you said, he's in the medical facility more than anything.
Yeah, I don't understand how unfit he has to be. Like, I don't know how injured he has to be. Like, they didn't tell us that he tore an ACL or something. They just keep saying muscle fatigue or calf or hamstring. I don't know what. Excuse me. I don't know what like injuries they're saying about him, but it's not sufficient to just like not play at all. Like I think we've seen him twice, or maybe probably a little bit more than that.
He's played 7 games.
He's probably
but only one
Obon-
of more. than,
Obondo's
like-
played 7 games.
Yeah, but a lot of them were like.
I can't
6 minutes
believe
off the bench.
that.
They weren't like.
I did.
Wow,
That sounds
you just
about
blew
right.
my
I did
mind.
look it up recently. Yeah, I did look it up recently. I think he has like 1 goal. And
I remember
like,
the
he has-
Dallas game.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's
and
the
then,
game I
and then like
remember.
that's it. That's all he got.
But to your point, I think Baldassar just hit his 8th game, so that's 2 players that we signed that are carrying serious injury concerns, and we should have probably seen that coming when we signed them.
He's looking good.
Well, I was gonna say that at some points I wanted to give this guy a pass, Mascherano a pass, because I was like, who else is gonna start over Allende out wide? I said for a while I was on the Allende out train before you, Chris. You betting on him every week. So, but come on, like after Baltasar has that game against Orlando, how do you put Allende out there for 90 minutes? Not only did he put him out there, but he put him out there for 90 minutes, and Baltasar doesn't see the pitch at all. Like to me, that was horrible. That was absolutely horrible. And then to the fact that, or to the point that you guys said that he needs to rotate more. This is the September calendar. Okay, in 21 days, we are going to
Random
play
Tuesday game.
7 games. 7 games in 21 days, starting September 13th all the way to October 4th. There are 7 games that are going to be we're playing by far and away the most games to end the season. So we're going to be hopefully entering the playoffs healthy, because that's a lot of games to be played. And after those 21 days, 7 games, then we have 2 games after that, which would be Atlanta, I think on October 4th, and then Nashville October 11th to end the season. Or no, October 11th and October 18th, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Those 2 games.
Yep.
But this is the end of the season. And if you look at it, Charlotte and Seattle are the toughest competitions. And after that, I mean, you should be able to win most of those games. So we're still pretty good for the Supporter Shield. But yes, we do need to see some rotation eventually, especially with the playoffs creeping up. So let me start counterclockwise now. Chris, what's your ideal starting 11 with the team we have now moving forward?
So can we put up the image of like one of the recent ones?
I think it
So
was
is this-
4-4-2, but we'll go with this for now. Yeah.
I mean, what a mess. I wouldn't have Tadeo Allende anywhere near the continent. Okay, he needs to be removed immediately. Who I would like there is, if you're giving me the opportunity to do so, is Baltasar Rodriguez, like Javier Mascherano should have done. Like I just because you made the comment. Okay, and Scotty, I was watching your podcast, and Matt, I saw your last one, and you mentioned it as well. Like, I thought to myself at some point, like 50th, 60th minute, like Mascherano's got to be sitting next to his like squadron of Argentine coaches. He's got to be like, I gotta take this. I gotta take this guy out. No, I can't keep him here. Like what? So
you know what? I thought he was gonna get pulled after he blew that goal. To be honest with you.
No, he wouldn't have done that. And like
No, I thought
he
he
wouldn't
was.
have done that. If he would have done that, I thought that would have been bold, because that is like the worst time. And I speak in general, like general speak.
I mean, for his
When a
confidence.
coach takes off a player after a mistake like that, that kills your mental. That absolutely ruins your mental. And
He did it to
and-
Bright.
Did he do it to Bright?
Bright had a great
that was
game, and then
different, though, because he
He had-
wanted to
then
bring
he gets
Kermaski on
to
for one last performance. I thought that was capitulation. I thought he wanted to give Kermaski one last run out.
I think it was a coincidence that as soon as he
in
draws
Seattle, like what?
that PK.
That's
Yeah, no, I think that was just a midfielder for a midfielder. That one I think was a capitulation, not a punishing Yannick Bright for that. But I thought Allende should have come off at halftime. He wasn't providing anything, so I thought he should have come off way earlier. And I wouldn't have started him either.
I don't even think he would have started. Yeah, I wouldn't have started him, period.
Yeah.
But
So
wait,
Allende,
sorry, Chris,
I'm-
we
I'm-
interrupted you. Sorry.
So I brought you guys, in to just trash on Allende. So he's out of there. I would put Baltasar there. I mean, out of the guys that you're giving me, right? I would put Baltasar there on the left side, because he seems to like to, turn in kind of like Robert Taylor. I would put Rodrigo De Paul on the right side, and then I would keep the middle the way it is. To be honest, Sergio Busquets hasn't been playing that great, in my opinion, either. So there's a little sensitive topic right there. I would take out Lujan and put in Toto Aviles. And then the rest of the squad, I mean, I got to keep it like that unless I put Rocco the Blanco.
Well, okay. Well, I think Luis Suarez and Messi are locks. Well, now that Suarez is going to probably get suspended, I don't know. But hypothetically, Messi and Suarez are locks, right? I would assume.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Busquets is a lock.
Yep.
All five.
So,
of them
and
all-
DePaul is a
all
lock.
of them.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're all-
that whole
all
left
locks.
side is a
Jordi
lock.
Alba, too.
So, my question to you, Chris, does Bright start? Because in my ideal 11, I have Rodrigo De Paul. No matter who is on the pitch, I have him down as a 6, as a center defensive midfielder, because I feel like that's where he is best. Or unless they play with box-to-box 8s, flanking Busquets, maybe. But does Bright start?
I mean, in my plan, if I'm coach, of course.
Okay. So
I mean,
who's
what
getting
do you
taken
think? Allende?
Scotty. No,
Yannick Bright's the 6th best player on this team. I think he has to be in the starting 11.
okay. So what would your starting lineup look like?
Can I play with the formation a little bit?
Absolutely.
Please.
Okay.
Yeah, do it.
I would
Whoa.
start by taking
Cook.
Busquets out of the midfield, putting him on
Oh
the
my
back
God.
line,
Oh,
and
okay.
then surrounding him with our 2 fastest center backs, which I think are Toto and Noah Allen, to cover.
So you're
for him.
playing with 3 in the back?
3 in the back. It allows Ian Frey and Jordi Alba to be much more attacking, which is their specialty. And then your midfield all of a sudden becomes DePaul and Yannick Bright and Segovia, which I think is a much more athletic, competitive midfield when we're talking about trying to compete in the midfield than when you have Busquets in there, and then Messi and Suarez up top in some form or fashion. And I think there's room to switch out a Segovia for a Baltasar or an Allende based on the game. But I want a better midfield, a more athletic midfield, and I think you can cover for Busquets defensively if you surround him with 2 athletic center backs. And I don't think Lujan or Maxi Falcone are either of those. So that's what I would do.
Matty Ice?
I like that idea. I think my ideal 11 would be if I were to play like I would put William Yarborough in net. No, I'm kidding. I would put I think I would do I really like Noah Allen, man. I think Noah Allen, and I would love Toto Aviles in at the center back spot, because I think I'm trying to think of a world where
By the way,
Like, I
those
see
are our
him-
2 best center backs. Those are our 2 best center
Yeah.
backs.
I love
agree.
those yeah, because Lujan is ass and then Maxi has been inconsistent. But and then I'm trying to picture a midfield of like Bright as a CDM with Busi and De Paul in there. And then I'm trying to think of like Busi playing higher up with De Paul, and then like Aviles and Bright would play like a double, would play as like the 2, like going forward. Am I saying this right? Yeah, Aviles and Bright would play as like a 2 center back thing going forward, and then Allen and Frey would spread out wide with Jordi Alba going up and whoever's on, I guess Messi, whoever's on the right going up. So it would be in a 4-3-3, I guess you could say. Ustari, Jordi, Noah, Toto, Frey, Bright, Busi, De Paul, Baltasar, Suarez, Messi. That's how I would put
Okay.
it. And then Messi would kind of roam. De Paul would kind of take his place. Ian Frey has the freedom, and Jordi Alba would have the freedom to go wherever he wants. With Suarez being able to still drop deep, and Baltasar can cut in if he wants to. And I think that works perfectly, in my opinion.
Before you give your thoughts, Danny, I don't know if you remember, there was a comment a couple shows ago that somebody mentioned it'd be great to have Alba as left back, Noah playing center back next to him, and then Frey playing the center back to the right of him, and then Weigand playing right back, where you'd have essentially people that cover both positions that are more comfortable in those spaces.
And
So
covering
that's
those spaces
actually
on the
something
other.
that'd be nice too. Yeah.
I like Noah. But honestly, as much as I like Noah, I wouldn't mind trying out Toto Aviles and Ian Frey as center backs. Given a size back there, decent pace, and then having Cello as the right back and Jordi Alba as the left back, I favor the 4-3-3 also. I'd put Bright as that deep line defensive midfielder with Busi and DePaul flanking him, or leave Busquets back there, even though and have Bright and DePaul flanking them as box to boxes. And then I would put Messi back at right wing, like Data had him, where he had the freedom to roam the right side or be an inverted winger like he likes to be and play the central of the pitch. Suarez up top. And then the left side is the only thing that kind of I'm not sure about. I guess I love Segovia. I'm not a big fan of him on the wings, but playing as an inverted winger and letting Jordi Alba kind of make those overlapping runs, I think has worked out recently. So that would be my lineup. Ustari, Alba, Toto, Frey, Cello, and then in the midfield, like Matty, Busquets, Bright, and DePaul, and then up top, Messi on the right, Segovia on the left, and Suarez up top.
I think Segovia's a perfect 8. Like I think he just
I agree.
He would shine if we just weren't, I think, so overloaded with.
I am 100% agree with you, but because we can't get rid of Busquets, and I don't mean that in a bad way, but he's not an option to take him off.
Yeah, and now that we have
you have to use him, right? That's
But-
why I said
and
that.
that's-
And again, DePaul I think is a great signing, but man, that was the only position I felt like we were loaded in.
Yeah.
Scotty,
No, I think that's maybe why I want him on the back line so much, because it opens up the midfield for all of these other talented players we have.
but
And so if you can
could
find
you
a way
imagine
to
us
cover
pushing up as high as we do and having Busquets being that? There's a reason why Bright made that foul, because nobody else is going to catch up to
Yeah,
Jordan.
but we were already off balance in our structure because we were throwing numbers forward. I don't know if that's a fair standard set of how we play. No, but obviously Busquets one-on-one situation can't do it, and you'd have to protect him with the personnel around him, of course.
You remember you saw what he did to Angulo when he was the last line of defense.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that was also we took Lujan off,
Yeah,
and
Angulo's
we
a
forced
diver.
Busquets to play in the back too.
Yeah.
he can't play in the back two for sure. But
Oh, that's right. I forgot you want a back three. Yeah, I forgot you want a back three. That's right.
back two.
That's
No,
not
you
a
got
bad
Chris, the
idea
fast
though,
guys,
Danny.
No. I mean, and Tata used to use it a lot, but I don't know. I really like the 4-3-3 formation, but look, the 3-5-2 isn't bad either. And Chris, did you give us your 11?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Okay. You know what? I'm not gonna lie to you, Chris. I don't remember what you said, but I believe you. Messi.
Thanks. I appreciate it, buddy.
Messi. I'm sorry. I was enamored by the 3-5-2 that Scotty brought up. Messi.
So he's cooking.
I still believe he'll be here next year. But if this becomes a clown show, which it could be, right? Like the MLS fans and media have now decided, let's just start piling on Miami, right?
Laugh,
It started
laugh
today
at Miami.
It started today with the random, like, look at what this guy's saying to the Vega. He'll never, and like they're gonna start piling on. Is there a scenario in your mind where they make Messi so annoyed by, like, you know what, I don't fucking need this, that he doesn't come back next year
At all.
God, at all? Like, no, it's somewhere else, but not to Miami.
No. Oh, sorry.
No, Matt either. No. Okay,
No, my bad.
Chris.
But think I kind of let's sit with him in his crib for a second.
If they're not
He's-
going
Cook
to,
it-
but
cook it up, Chris,
suspend
cook it up.
he's
Suarez,
looking.
If-
He's
they
looking
suspend
like
Suarez
he's
for the rest
sitting
of
in
the
his
year.
house. Like,
They
you
suspend
know what
Suarez
it
for
is?
the
If
rest
they
of the year.
sit Suarez, he's gonna have to start feeding Alan Obando. I can't even imagine that. Oh, I've only seen Obando at the training facility. Like, if we had an away game to play Miami FC, I don't think he'd be going.
Who was he feeding
Like-
before Suarez? Was it Campana only?
Yep.
And Joseph
And Joseph.
And Joseph Martinez.
Joseph, yeah. But
Uh-huh.
look at the difference though, Matt. Look at
Yeah.
that. Like, I mean,
Oh, no,
Alan
I was just
Obando, we've
wondering,
seen
I was
7 games in 7 minutes. Like, I mean, I don't know. I'm exaggerating with that a little bit, but like think
not that
about it,
much,
Danny.
though.
Like, yeah, but like, if we sit in the same room with Messi, like, he's got to be thinking, like, this is a mess. Like, this is a complete disaster.
I can't. The
Well,
only
I mean,
reason
talk me
why I
off the
don't.
ledge here, guys.
The only
No,
reason
he-
why I don't see it happening is because of the World Cup. Like he will play until World Cup. After World Cup, he can do whatever he wants. He can be like, all right, I'm done. He can, God forbid, knock on wood, he gets knocked out of the round of 16 with Argentina. That he'll be like, all right, I'm mad. I'm gonna retire. You guys figure it out. And then that's where everything is gonna erupt.
Oh my
And-
god!
But you
New
guys,
season.
I'm sure have heard this, that he's gonna become a co-owner after he retires.
Yes.
Like, that's the plan, at least. And if he's gonna do that, he has to end his Inter Miami time with everyone feeling good about it. Maybe not fantastic, maybe not, oh, we just won the MLS Cup, but people have to feel good about it. And if he just drops everything in the middle of the World Cup, just says, F it, I'm out.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how you can go from that to taking over 25% of the team and being like the face of the franchise from an ownership perspective, like 3 days later. So I think he's going to stay for a long time. I really do.
I do also. I think he stays at least until 2027.
Damn.
I think he stays till he retires.
Imagine if we don't win MLS Cups while he's here. It would be historically the biggest debacle ever in the history of sports, of things with balls.
That's a good way to say it. Did Beckham win an MLS Cup with?
Yeah, he won several. Yeah, he won several, but it took him a while. You know what I think also happens? I think, and you guys tell me what you think. I think, and I haven't seen it so much from Messi, but I think that Suarez and Busquets and Jordi Alba, even when he strokes people, I think they get annoyed because I think they really thought that they would come in here, and it's like, you got 4 or 5 of us together.
Messing these kids up, yeah.
Yeah, let's come on, let's go and destroy these guys, and all of a sudden, like, they can't win a trophy, and I think that adds to the frustration, and I really do believe that. I think that's added to their frustration.
You think that they just got like big heads, like coming in here, like their
Absolutely.
egos have
Like
been
Higuain
hugely inflated.
with the cigar in the mouth.
Yeah, like so you think like their egos are just inflated insanely, and now that they realize that they actually have to like try, they're like, oh my god, like what the hell is this?
I don't know. I think that they try, and I think that's why they're frustrated, because they are trying, but they're not succeeding.
And they're not succeeding. Yeah,
I will say, I think there might be a little bit of that to what we're seeing with Rodrigo de Paul right now. I think he probably thought he was going to come in and dominate.
Rodrigo de Paul makes it so obvious. He makes it too obvious. He makes it too obvious. He really thought Rodrigo de Paul really thought he was going to come to this league and just start running. Which, I mean, I don't blame him, but he really thought he was going to come and be like, yeah, like this is going to be a cake. Like it's going to be easy. I'm going to run through these guys. I'm going to bully these guys. He like acts all intimidating, and he scored I think 1 goal and got 2 assists, and then he like called it a day.
Yeah, I mean, I think that he's going to look better when they finally have him playing his right position. But yeah,
do you think he's not been playing his right position? I mean, isn't he supposed to be a box to box?
He has to be a box-to-box midfielder or a central defensive midfielder, and I think that's where he would be best. I thought he looked best when he was paired up with Bright, when they moved Busquets to center back and they brought Rodrigo de Paul back there.
For, man. Come
Yeah,
on.
I know. But they weren't playing with 3 in the back then. But I thought that's when DePaul and Bright looked best, when they were both paired back there, and also Seattle was sitting really far back at that point. But I thought that's when they looked best. And that's what I would want to see. I would want to see next year DePaul and Bright kind of hold that position down back there. But supposedly Busquets might come back. So.
But, I think you're.
Go ahead, Matt. Go ahead.
I was gonna say he probably, depending on how this whole situation with the Leagues Cup or whatever, he's probably gonna retire. He's gonna be like, yeah, no, that's it. It's not worth it.
I guess let's touch on that a second. Do you think that there's gonna be suspensions?
For next year's Leagues Cup.
For next year's Leagues Cup, probably.
I don't think there is a Leagues Cup next year. I think because of the World Cup, they're gonna move it.
Then the following year. Suarez is the only person.
And then at that
no
point,
way.
I think
A 2-year delay.
I think
that happens.
I think
that happens all the time.
maybe not a suspension. They'll probably be fined or something. I think he'll probably be fined.
If it wasn't for the Suarez thing, I think that maybe they can get away with the whole they're gonna say you're suspended for the next League Cup thing. But I think the Suarez thing kind of made it like, no, they all need to get punished because now they're gonna get lumped in.
I don't think that.
Yeah.
If it is delayed for the next season for like 2027, it's gonna be. I think it'll be a fine because at that point they're gonna retire. Like I don't. Busquets is not playing in 2027, and Suarez is not playing in 2027 either. There's no way. Like if that's in my opinion. If he does, I will genuinely be shocked. But I'm gonna
clip this right.
Clip
here.
it.
I'm gonna clip this right here. Suarez and Busquets get suspended for 6 games. And in the next 6 games that is going to be within 18 days, we are going to kick everybody's ass, look amazing. And I promise you, when the suspension is over, all 4 of us are going to sit here and say, don't come back. Don't come back. We are playing great without you. Rodrigo De Paul and Bright look amazing together, holding it down as the double pivots. Messi playing as a false 9 up top is killing it with Segovia and Baltasar Rodriguez flanking him on the wings. I'm telling you, that's what's going to happen when they both get suspended for the next 6 games. We're going to look great for the next 6 games, and we're not going to want them back. Watch.
Clip it.
Clip it.
Clip it. And
No,
put it in the archives.
I think they're not going to get suspended, other than maybe Suarez. Very small suspension. I think people are going to be very disappointed when they see the numbers come out because, like, the league is going to follow precedent. The league is going to follow their sort of guidebook, and the guidebook is not going to be as bad as people are asking for. So, I think
you think he'll get fined or just suspended?
I think he'll get fined, and I think max like 1 game, and then the rest will be for Leagues Cup in whenever the Leagues Cup returns. That's really what I think, but. You've clipped it, so maybe you'll be right. And I'll look like an idiot.
No, well, Hector Herrera,
Xavier just called you a master salesman.
No, and Rubita says that it's my hate for Suarez talking. I do hate the guy, but it's not my hate for him talking. I do think he's going to get suspended. Hector Herrera, Houston Dynamos. Last year he got suspended for 3 games.
3 games.
For spitting at the feet of a referee.
All of the spitting incidents in MLS have been 2 or 3 games. And this isn't MLS either. So I think it'll be 3 games in the Leagues Cup. And maybe 1 extra in the MLS. But that's just my guess.
No, it's fine. But if you think that Twitter was up in arms the last couple of days, wait till that news comes out.
Yeah, what are they asking for?
But Twitter also thinks Messi is kicking kids off the national team. So
oh, yeah,
I don't know if MLS is
You're right.
super worried about that.
You're right on that.
I did Google it, and Pedro de la Vega actually did play in the national team.
No, on the U20.
And the U23s. Yeah, U20s and U23s.
And he played 12 total games in the U. I saw that, yeah.
So Danny, in your fantastical projection of the next 6 games, where a false 9 Messi could work, Reaper is saying, but Messi loses someone who can give back the ball with 1 touch in Suarez. So you're literally just going to have a bunch of short little guys that can dribble around him with short little guy that can dribble.
Who's not short? What, Luis Suarez? Because he's tall, because he's giving you an aerial threat. Him with his knees.
But he could put in a banger. Like, I mean, Baltasar just recently put in a banger, but on average bangers per.
We said what we like about Luis Suarez is this season. What we've liked from Luis Suarez is the way he's been creating for others because he hasn't put in bangers. I'm sorry. I think Segovia on the left and Baltasar on the right, or vice versa, can create for others. They can link up with Messi as the false 9, and you'll still have Jordi overlapping runs on the left side. You'll have I'm blanking DePaul and Bright there as the double pivots. I think. And then when Busquets comes back, when Busquets comes back, then all of a sudden you have Busquets, DePaul, and Bright in the midfield, with Messi as the false 9 and Baltasar and Segovia on the wings. I'm sorry. I'm excited for it.
By the way,
do it.
But you just kicked him out the team,
suspension.
Though. I'm okay.
The 6-game suspension, I don't know if I agree with, but I think if that happened, what you said is totally plausible, that we would look really good without them, and we might be like how quickly do we reintegrate these players? I think that's plausible, but I just don't think it'll be 6 games.
We got a super slam here by Thug
Hey.
Funk. $2 super slam says, bring back Taylor and Joseph.
And
Listen, I'll
Joseph.
take them quickly.
You want to know what my unrealistic striker signing would have been?
Huh.
Jamie
Griezmann?
Vardy. No, Jamie.
Oh,
I was like,
where
yo,
did he end
Jamie
up?
Vardy. Yeah, he ended up in some club in Italy. I forget their name, like Creme Mioche, something like that. I don't know. Starts. But I'm like, they just like did like a whole media day, and I'm like, I really wanted him to come.
Is that the Sec Fabregas team in Italy?
No, that's
No, that's
Como.
France. That's Pomo. Okay,
That's
fine.
Como in Italy. It's like creme. I'm gonna look it up. It's like creme something.
right,
Francisco Garcia saying Cremonese.
Cremonese. It is
Cremonese.
So
Yeah.
in Serie A. So
Expectations, have they changed? Do you think is the expectation still to win the MLS Cup?
yes. Sorry.
Like, do I expect them to win the MLS Cup today? No. I did at the
Okay.
beginning of the season. But
Okay, so I guess we'll combine those expectations and predictions. Expectations still the same, but the prediction is they won't.
correct. Like, the goal is still and absolutely should be to win the MLS Cup, but I don't think they're going to do it.
Matt?
I agree. However, I'm trying to be as optimistic as possible and be like, we can try to turn it around in a handful of games because we still have, what is it?
We're going to go on a crazy run. Just wait.
Yeah,
These
like,
last
well-
9 games, we're going to go on a crazy run.
Can I make a prediction, though?
Such a,
Go for it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Messi has to score
you
8
can.
goals
This guy is-
in our 5
80?
wins.
8.
In the
Oh.
MLS Cup playoffs. In 5 wins, he has to score 8 goals for us to win the MLS Cup. And if he doesn't do that, we're not going to win.
Well, when he scores in bunches, right? It's always a brace, so I
Yeah,
can see it.
so 8 and 5.
That is crazy to think about. Like, literally, that is like to any other player ever. Like, that is like the most unrealistic thing. But like for Messi, it's like, yeah, no, he could probably do it. Like, he'll almost likely do it.
burger.
Yeah, he could probably do it.
He's going to do it at some point this season. It's just a matter if it comes in the specific 5 games you need. him
Right.
to. Yeah.
And I would hope, and like I said, I'm trying to be optimistic about it. Like, and hopefully we'll try to get in our postseason form in these 9 games, trying to like kind of forget everything that happened and kind of focus on postseason. And even if we don't win Supporter Shield, try to get a high seeding. Try to face
games.
as many low seeded opponents as possible. And I don't know. They just got to lock in. They got to lock in because at this point, it's like I feel like there's going to be torches and pitchforks outside of Chase Stadium if nothing is won or if nothing is done.
What was it say? It's
Mr. Krause with the $2 super slam said, what did Daniel take before the podcast? I have absolutely no idea.
what did I say? Was it because I said that we're gonna ball without
Yeah,
Suarez
I
and
think it was
Busquets?
that whole thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
That whole
Yeah, I mean, you said we're gonna ball without him, and then when they're ready to come back, you're
Okay,
like, we don't even
and then
want you guys.
and then I'll double down.
Wait,
We're gonna
hold on.
ball
I
without
have-
them? Okay. Go ahead.
I haven't made my expectations and predictions. Like the expectation, like Scotty and Matt said, like, dude, yeah, you have like this team with players that supposedly are better than last year's. So the expectation is to win an MLS Cup. Like realistically, the expectation was to win the CCC, the Leagues Cup, possibly Supporter Shield. We were talking about in the beginning of the season, Danny. We were talking about taking it easy towards the end of the season and not caring about Supporter Shield so we can go into this with rested players. And here we are now scratching and clawing. And we might be seeing Alan Obando play with Messi. Okay.
Be the false 9.
So MLS Cup is absolutely a requirement. Thug Fung here says, which team would you guys want Inter Miami to face in the MLS Cup final? Not Seattle, not
Seattle,
LAFC, not Vancouver, not Minnesota. Give us like RSL or something.
I want Seattle.
And as far as like predictions, I mean, the homerism in me is saying MLS Cup, but I don't think we're going to win it. And if we don't win the MLS Cup this year, it's diabolical how bad of a like time it's been with Messi, it's gonna be a mess.
We're gonna ball. We're gonna ball after we come back, and once we ball and Suarez comes back for the last 2 games or for the playoffs, he's gonna be a super sub because we're gonna see we're playing very well without him, and not to mess up the chemistry, they're gonna put him in as a super sub finally. You heard it here first.
Clip it.
Calling it.
Yeah, clip it. Put it on Twitter, yo. Put it.
I'm telling you. I'm
So
telling you.
bad.
All right. All right. And I think that is it for State of the Herons. Scotty, any final words?
Yeah, can I do a quick around the horn style 20-second
Absolutely.
thing?
Ooh.
I just want to say I loved watching Ben Kramaski as an Inter Miami player. I don't know how much you guys have talked about him on the podcast, but I remember when he first broke in, and he was one of the guys that gave us hope when he was just breaking through and we were terrible. Won a trophy and was like a huge part of that 2023 Leagues Cup run. Lots of penalties. The comeback against Dallas was a huge part of all of that, right? He was keeping Diego
winning.
Gomez on the bench back then. And so this is a kid out of the academy, good kid, and he's going to pursue his sort of European soccer dreams. And I wish him all the best, and I think all Inter Miami fans should be rooting for him. I think he's one of the best things Inter Miami's done so far as a club in terms of players.
Could I ask you what you think about this whole dialogue about how we don't care about American players? Because I feel like we did right by Kiramaki.
No comment.
don't have much
he's
to
saying
say,
he's
actually.
no comment.
No comment.
I mean, because what American players did we have? We got rid of Gressel, but he wasn't getting any playing time. And then I guess Drake
Drake and
Benja.
Fafa,
and
Leofonso.
Fafa is Haitian.
He's American. Like if you
Yeah,
play
but he
for
was
he
born-
represents
he-
Haiti, but he's
But he played for the Haitian national team.
It's like Noah Allen, like he represents Greece, but he was born in Fort Lauderdale. Like
Yeah, but he's an academy kid.
David Ruiz.
he was
But
born
where's
in
he gonna-
Miami.
We're talking about sitting Busquets. We're gonna get David Ruiz in there.
I
he's
think
creative.
that
He can
comes
dribble.
from people on the inside. That's what I think. And they feel
Yadlin.
it when they're going every day.
Yedlin's another
And I'll
one.
leave it at that.
I wanna touch on what you said there, Scotty, about Ben Krem. I feel like, and you spoke about his run with us in 2023, and we always talk pretty big about Ben Krem and David Ruiz. I think, Danny, we've spoken about them in sort of the same light, where there's like this high ceiling, super expectation. I feel like, unfortunately, Ben Krem was given the short end of the stick with Mascherano, was played completely out of position 9 times out of 10. He was never put centrally. Like, he was always put at the wing. I mean, they threw him at right back at points. Like, unfortunately, it just didn't mesh well. And those comments that he made about being placed in positions where he wasn't comfortable with, or whatever the case is, like, as a player, you kind of like the routine. You like what you prepare for, right? When you have nothing to prepare for, it's a surprise, and your input will be a surprise, essentially.
I don't think people cared that he thought that. I think people just didn't like that he said it publicly.
Well, what didn't help is they put him centrally 2 games after that, and he played not great. But I think this is a great move for him. Go ahead, Matt.
I speculate that after that whole like speaking out in public thing, like Ben Kai actually did talk to Mascherano, and they were probably trying to figure out a loan move after that. And
I don't know
that's
if this
my
is
speculation.
like ideal Kramaski's ideal move that he's been planning for 2 years. So when we're talking about treating him right, like
That makes sense.
Yeah, so I think it's amazing. I think it's awesome for him.
I do think it's a good spot for him, though. Yeah.
I think it's great. Final thoughts.
Not to add another topic to the agenda. My bad.
No, all good.
It's okay.
I'm trying to. Final thoughts for me. I do want to point out that we did sell or traded, I guess, Diego Dos Santos and Chris McVeigh to San Diego, and they're both like kind of killing it in San Diego, and they're like
McVeigh's-
they're top in the West.
McVay's American, though. He
Dos
wouldn't have played.
Santos, aka Dos
Dos
Striker.
Santos is the striker. He's literally like the starting keeper for San Diego, and he's like, they're all killing it. So just wanted to point that out. If we did have if we would have kept Dos Santos, he maybe, I don't know, it would have been cool to see him. But anyway, the final thoughts. No, I hope we do our absolute very best to at least try to win MLS Cup, at least make it to the final of the MLS Cup, and give a way better effort than how we showed up at Seattle. Because I don't think how we showed up in Seattle was ideal or acceptable at all. So at least I would love to see Inter Miami from this point on kind of give everything that they can, just kind of hopefully put everything, like I said, to the side. That happened. Everything happened. And now we got to focus on these next 9 games and hopefully make it far in the postseason.
It's a dumpster fire, Danny. Those are my final thoughts. This is it's a complete disaster. I'm sorry if I've been repetitive, but I don't feel good right now. Okay. And none of the fans feel good. Matt, you just mentioned the possibility of making to the MLS Cup and like, okay, we made it to the finals, didn't win. I'd literally go and throw grenades at Dry Pink Stadium if that was to happen. Okay. Just like the Club America fans that you said, Danny, that were throwing bombs on the field. Like that's where it would arrive to. Okay. Don't quote me on that. Allegedly.
Don't clip that. Yeah. Don't clip that and put it on Twitter.
Don't clip that. Yeah.
I didn't give my prediction. I forgot to. I think we're going to win the MLS Cup. I think that this team is going to find some more energy when they have Segovia and Baltasar out there consistently with Suarez out. I think that Rodrigo De Paul being paired with Bright in the midfield is going to change a lot of the way we look at this midfield. And when Busquets comes back, or maybe he doesn't even get suspended and he plays with the other two, I think that this team's going to look a lot better. And I think they're going to ride that momentum in. And then, real quick, a lot of people said that this was the first final we lost. People forget that we lost the Open Cup final. Even though I know everybody's going to be like, oh, but you don't like the Open Cup. I get it, but it was still a final. We lost that Open Cup final. This is the second final that we lose in this era of Messi. So, yeah, we definitely need to step it up. But I do think that we're still going to win it. I really do. All right, Scotty. Matt, thank you for joining us. Please, Scott, let everybody know where they can find you if they haven't already started watching you.
Yeah, guys, Dry Pink Dialogue on YouTube, and you have my @ right there, my handle for Twitter, Scotty Grace, and I'll see you guys on both places.
Maddie?
Yeah, for me, SoFlo Soccer on YouTube as well as on Twitter, on X. We do the similar content to the rest of these gentlemen over here, so I'll see you guys over.
And yeah, I see everybody saying that I'm a crazy optimist. No.
I mean, you were saying that we were going to play well without Suarez and Boosie. I think that's pretty optimistic.
No, he's ready to kick him out after the 6-game probation.
Okay, let me finish. I'm taking Boosie out. I'm putting DePaul in for Boosie.
Yeah.
I don't think that that's a bad replacement. And then I'm basically taking Suarez out of the 9 role, moving Messi as a false 9,
and putting Obando.
Instead of Allende, I'm now using Segovia and Baltasar Rodriguez as I think I'm putting in decent players to replace those. So I don't know. We will see. But regardless, we still got another 10 days until our next game, so plenty time to talk about this, and kind of curious to see where these suspensions go, if there are any suspensions given, and that's it. We'll be back. Can we get Scotty to do the worm? Oh, Scotty too high. I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
And check these guys out. Xavier's mentioning that we're classy for having competing Inter Miami podcasters on. It's an awesome community.
We're not competing.
No, nobody's competing. I think that's where this goes wrong. People are like, it's not competing. You guys can watch.
We are
us
La
and watch
Familia. We are La Familia.
Absolutely. I think we've had just about every podcast on here. I think we tried to get the Heron heads on here, but it just has never worked out.
Well, I mean,
but
that's a comment I was going to bring up here. They asked, why don't you guys collab with the Heron heads?
We've tried on several occasions. Yeah, several occasions. It's just
There's also 4 of them.
Yeah, and scheduling I don't know. We actually hit them up to come on later this week or next week. It just hasn't worked out. But
Yeah.
regardless, appreciate
We
you guys.
may
if
next
you
week. We'll see.
If you're listening on audio, we appreciate you listening all the way to the end. Please leave us 5 stars, comment, review, all this stuff. If you're watching on YouTube, thank you for watching all the way to the end. Please like, subscribe, share, tell your friends. And as always, for those of you in the chat, we appreciate you hanging out with us for the last hour and 15 minutes. We will be back at some point next week. That's it. We're done for the week. As far as Battered Herons goes, Battered MLS might be back. But Battered Herons is done for the week. So we'll be back next week to talk a little more. Don't like you guys. Oh, maybe. Maybe that's why they keep saying they're busy. Maybe they don't like us. Real quick, Messi supposedly isn't going to play in Ecuador, but he's playing tomorrow. 2023, the September World Cup international break, the qualifier break. That is when he got injured, and it ruined the rest of our 2023
Don't
season.
say that, yo. Wow, why are we manifesting this right now?
I'm not manifesting.
You were just about to end
No,
it.
Danny's
Nothing was
here.
gonna be
Yeah,
I'm
said,
just saying.
and now we're
You
manifesting
watch the game.
injuries.
Hey,
Watch the
bright
game
side.
for nothing else.
Bright side, we have enough points, even if that happens, for him to be back by the playoffs, and we'll still get him in the playoffs.
There we
We
go.
didn't have that opportunity
you,
in
Scotty.
2023,
Thank you.
so it's a
That
we're all
is
good.
exactly.
This
This
guy
is why
That-
Scotty was brought
Wishing
up.
the best and then dropping a bombasso. I think.
I'm just saying, if you're gonna watch the game, watch it tomorrow. It's a big game. It's the last game in Buenos Aires, and let's just hope that he gets out of there healthy because he won't be playing in Ecuador. So he just has to get to one game. All right, Fabian, I'm done. All right. Appreciate everybody hanging out with us, and we'll be back next week. So until the next one, have a good one.